During the day, Benjamin never wanted to talk about anything medical at all. He did not want to talk about the future at all. But right before he fell asleep, he would start to ask me questions, hard questions. He was in a lot of pain, recovering from brain surgery, and knew that there were other brain tumors that may need to be removed, and had been told a spine surgery would be necessary in the future. So right as he was about to fall asleep, he would start to worry about these upcoming surgeries and start to ask me so many questions about them. He had quickly gone blind in one eye and knew that he had a tumor threatening the vision on the other side. So he would start to feel a pain in that other eye, and he would start to ask me questions about that tumor and about going blind. My gut wanted to tell him that everything would be fine, but he recognized that as empty promises. So I was absolutely honest in all of my answers, wishing that I had better answers to give. He knew in a few weeks that he would start chemotherapy, and he had so many questions about what that would be like. He wanted to ask me 1,000 things, but the answers were not what he wanted to hear. This was really late at night, and we were both exhausted and worried. I found the Imaginary Friend Society movies made by the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation to be an amazing tool at this time. My #1 very best tool at this time, Imaginary Friend Society. If you're going through this, check it out. These videos were so wonderful. Ben would lay on my lap on the sofa, and I would hold the iPad where we both could see, and then he would choose a movie, like What is Cancer? Why am I tired all the time? Surgery. Chemotherapy. He would choose a movie and he would push play. And then when the movie gave information that he didn't want to hear, he would turn it off and he would yell at the movie. After a few minutes of yelling, he would push play and he would watch the movie again, doing the same exact thing over and over. He would listen to this fact that the movie was presenting, and he would argue with it until he could hear it. And just quietly say, "That's not true," without turning off the movie, and watch again until it came to the next unpleasant fact. And he would go through the same process over again. He would argue with the same movie over and over until finally he could watch the whole movie without having to stop it, but just saying no at the parts that were news that he did not want to hear. We would cry together as he came to accept what was happening. I don't know if other kids do this, but the movies were so helpful to me because all of a sudden he was not arguing with me over facts. We would cry together, and he was sitting on my lap, and I was supporting him as he came to terms with what was happening. And I was supporting him as he came to grips with reality. He could say whatever he wanted when he was yelling at those movies. He didn't have to worry about getting in trouble or hurting my feelings or being argumentative. He could say whatever he wanted to work through things on his own terms. He could yell or cry, and all of that was perfectly fine. These movies were invaluable at this time, helping him process what was going on and understand what's coming in the future. And so I'm sure I'll never meet these people, but whoever came up with the idea of the Imaginary Friend Society from the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It was the only thing at this time that really helped Benjamin to be able to process what was happening to him. And it seemed that it was always 3 in the morning, and it was just him and I sitting on the sofa as he clicked through movies. But it really allowed him to work through what was going on and come to terms with what was going on and not have to be arguing with me, but just work through it. And I'm so grateful. If you have a child going through anything like this, absolutely check out the movies. They are an invaluable resource.
I'm Anastasia, and this is something that helped me. I know every story is different, but I hope that in this you can find something to help you as well. Best of luck. It used to really bother me. Every single person would say, I don't know how you do it. And for me, I realized the answer is one day at a time, sometimes 1 minute at a time. People would say, I could never do that. Yes, yes, you could, and you will. The journey is long and bumpy, but keep taking those tiny steps, and you can do this. I promise. Whatever is standing in front of you today, you can get through it.